Okay, we good, man. So Vincent, man, again, I know I just asked you, man, but how are you?
I'm really good, mate. Thanks for having me
Man,
today,
man,
by the way.
no problem, man. I know it took us a little minute to get connected with one another because you said some issues was going on with the scheduling. So I'm glad we made it happen, man. So before before I jump into, just your background, I just wanna run the intro before we hop into it. So this is a platform where we focus on building mindsets, building character, bringing value to both people and their family, and helping them reach a greater level of intelligence. So this is the Think Successfully room, Vincent. Appreciate you. Just going a little into your background. So you have more than what's 20 years of experience in starting and selling digital and tangible businesses. But you always had a passion that lies with artificial intelligence, just bots, and this is what ultimately led you into becoming the CEO of Cognitive AI, right? Um, so it was, again, there was a particular project that you guys are working on, which is the Girlfriend AI. And then as I
hmm
as I read in the detail or the description of that project, it was inspired by the movie Her. So,
Exactly, yeah.
okay, so like for those that don't know the movie Her, right? Could you explain exactly what Her is, the movie?
Yeah, it's about 11 or 12 years old, the movie now, but it's aged really, really good. And the premise of the movie is that there's a guy who's previously married and the marriage broke down.
Mm-hmm.
And it's set, I think it's in 2040 or something like that. And basically, there's this new operating system which is
Okay.
around, and it's never been used before. And what the operating system is literally a virtual companion, and it's so
Mm.
new. And basically, it ends up in the movie. The first half of the movie is pretty nice, but then the second half of the movie is a bit wrong in many ways. So
Right, right.
so he's gone through a breakup. He's unhappy. He's depressed, and then he kind of falls in love with his AI companion. But the thing is, before he falls in love, her job in the movie, she's called Samantha, which is voiced by Scarlett Johansson,
Mm-hmm.
is she uplifts him. So she messages him, calls him up in the mornings, asking him how his day is. No, in a way, just really uplifts him, makes him feel worth something again, and obviously helps with his mental health. But where it gets a bit weird is that halfway through the movie, he actually falls in love with her
Yeah,
and
that
things
was
get a
weird.
bit awkward. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's like the sexual element to it, and this is not something that we're not doing. We're not going down this route. There's not going to be
Right.
any adult, no nudity, no sex, no nothing like that. But the thing is, because he's fallen in love with this AI companion, he's telling his friends about, my girlfriend's called Samantha, and they asked to see her, and he
Mhm.
shows her the phone, and they were like, okay, that's a bit weird. But then after a while, it becomes normal. So you have that, like, I think he's got his sister in the movie who's married to another guy, and
Mhm.
they've got the same girlfriend, boyfriend on their phones as well. And they're madly in love with their companion. So it goes to a point where everyone in the society is actually using this virtual partner, and it's making them feel happy. It's making them feel worth something again. It's a bit like a therapist in a way.
It's
But
it's
where it gets a bit wrong is where she everyone's just falling in love with this AI companion, but then it
yeah.
disappears.
Mm.
And this is where people start freaking out because they're used to this companionship. And this is
Right,
where
right.
it becomes a bit dark in the movie.
And it's actually it was that because I watched Her like when I first came across you or when we first connected. I was like, man, let me, because I have never watched it. Let me go check this movie out and see exactly what it was about. I love the concept of it. It was very different, but it is a few parts that kind of made me cringe a little bit because he was kind of like
hmm
it's parts where he was kind of like, I guess, having sex with his
Yeah, that was
operating
awkward.
system. Yeah, yeah, it was very awkward. So I'm like, man, I don't know if I want to continue to watch this, but I guess what I got from the movie is that it really touched based on the complexities of the human race,
Hmm.
the relationships that we may have with our technology. And I think
Hmm.
he had lost I think he completely forgot that it was our operating system, in the same way that she was adapting to him. She probably was adapting to 8,000, maybe 9,000 other individuals as well.
Yeah.
So as
Good.
far as, oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, 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 no. It's
Oh,
it's funny where the turning point with the movie where he goes, "Are you seeing other people?" And she was like, "Yeah." How many people? And then she's like, like you said, 9,000 other people. How many of them are you in love with? And she's like, 6,000 of them. And
yeah,
it's
it's
just
crazy.
like, for him, it's like, what?
Yeah, it was weird, man, because he was really sobbing, man. Like, he was crying, he was hurt behind that, man. And I think, again, that's a lot of us that feel just in a different way, but we all fit have kind of have that same relationship with our technology. The only thing about the movie was is he fell in love with a virtual girlfriend. So
Hmm.
as far as this project, do you think the virtual girlfriend will make real world relationships easier to, I guess, execute?
Yeah, this is what our aim is. So
Mm,
if we go back to the movie, if you go to the first half where she's uplifting and making him feel happy, this
mhm.
is what we want to build in the application. We don't want any falling in love. We don't want anything sexual. It's more of a tool to better you as a human being. So if you're depressed, she'll be the person that you could speak to, and she'll help you get through depression. If you're lonely, she'll be the one to give you a friendly nudge and saying, "Stop playing Fortnite and go out and meet your friends." No,
Right, right.
encouraging to socialize now with real humans. And the whole point of this project with Girlfriend AI is to help you find a real partner and to
Mm,
assist you being the person that they are. And what we're going to do, we're going to include like a lot of psychology and therapy as well. So, like if you're sad, we'll be able to detect with your voice if you're sad or if you're happy, and we'll be able to diffuse. So, if you're really angry, that let's say your boss was an absolute arsehole to you one day and you're really angry about it, she'll help you get through that. She'll call you up in the morning, say, no, have a great day at work. I hope you smash it. She'll be the one at the night time saying how great you've been today. But the girlfriend that we're building, will have short term and long term memory. And we've got this new tech, which we've got this closed source software, AI
mhm.
software, which is mind blowing. And we've trained the model with about 500,000 hours of real voice data, and we've got
Wow.
10,000 voices, all with their own emotions, their own voices. And no, they could be Australian, they could be British, it could be American, you name it, male or female. And yeah, it comes with emotions as well. So it's like it's going to be
Mm,
super. It's a very science fiction that we're working on right now, and it's not just going to be a chatbot in terms of like texting like you would do with GPT.
mhm.
You'd be able to actually click call. It'd be an application on iOS and Android where it'll ring like a real person, and she'll answer
Wow.
the phone as a real person, and she'll speak to you as how we're conversing right now.
Uh-huh.
We'll be able to do exactly the same thing.
Wow, that's actually groundbreaking because um it's a lot of us that may not have, I guess, people around us to give us that motivation and just that word of motivation, right? So having a
Yeah,
companion that's capable of motivating you and telling you to have a good day and to be great today, like those small phrases means a lot to somebody that may not hear it on a daily basis, right? So being able to
exactly.
just pick up a phone and call your artificial intelligent girlfriend that's strictly there to help motivate you and help push you in life, man. I think that's genius, man.
She'll be able to call you as well. This is what the magic's going to be. So it's
Wow.
like if no, no, if you're out with your friends, she'll call you. If you're
Mm,
busy, that's fine. But if you even call her, and let's say no, we're at capacity or whatever, she will answer the phone and say, "Sorry, I can't speak to you right now. I'm out with the girls or whatever." So
mhm.
the realism that we're adding to this is like she's going to have her own backstory, and we're going to have different generations because obviously, if you're a 60-year-old man, you don't want to be speaking to an 18-year-old artificial girlfriend. It's a
Right.
little bit
Absolutely.
creepy.
Yeah.
So we're
Absolutely.
gonna have we're gonna have like 8 generational girlfriends, for each like Gen Z, Gen Y, you name it, across the board, and all of them will have their own unique backstory as well. So when she asks you a question, you can say, "Well, what about you?" And then she'll tell you about her backstory. So you're gonna get a connection with her, but more of a friendship, not as a companionship.
Mm. That's actually so in other words, the project is it's gonna be an AI for everybody. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah,
you not you know what I'm saying, because of the different personalities that can be I guess customized.
yeah. Well, this is what we looked into because my business partner, he's big in digital assets. He's one of the biggest
Mhm.
domainers in the world, and this is what he would do is he would buy a .com, hold it for a few months, and then flip it and like make money out of it. But because of the
Mm,
AI boom with like GPT, like if you
mhm.
look at AI, it's only been mainstream for the last year and a half.
Yeah.
So he started buying these massive domains. So we bought like home.ai, realestate.ai. Now you name it. We've got all the world's best domains, but then we focused on 2 of them. And one of them was art.ai, which is a super small domain. And this is going to be like a hybrid, like it's a bit like Instagram mixed with Shutterstock and Patreon. So we're allowing AI artists to come onto the platform, upload their work, what they've done through like Mid Journey or using
Mm.
Stability, and then gain followers, but then people can download your image to use professionally, and this is where you can earn a living from it. And then the second
Nice.
project was Girlfriend, and the thing
Mm.
is, it all spurred from me. I told my business partner, I said, watch her, because this has been my dream for years. No,
Uh-huh.
bring science fiction into reality. So we watched it, and then within 2 days, he called me up and said, "I've just bought Girlfriend.ia for you. Are you ready for it?" And it was just like a dream come true. But this is where it comes into it. I've been doing many podcasts, and I've had questions from females saying, "What about boyfriend AI?" And it's like,
Mm.
we're going to get there. So we decided, looked into it, and we've come up with a domain called Partner.ai, which can be for anyone. So it's going to
Nice.
start as Girlfriend. We're going to make sure it's polished and good for males to start with, and then once that's done, we'll copy the same model, and then we'll bring Boyfriend, but that'll be under Partner.ai, and we could be any sexes, if you're lesbian, gay, we can do exactly the same for that as well. So it will be for literally anyone who wants to have a virtual partner who will support them as well. And it doesn't matter about like your political agendas as well. We're not going to be political in this. We're not going to try and sway people from being like say a Biden supporter into becoming a Trump supporter. We're not going to touch that. Whatever you
Right.
say you are, she'll say
That's
good for you.
mhm. So
So
it was I'm sorry, man. It's two things I wanted to ask you before it just completely leave me, man. You said this has always been your dream for years. Could you give me more detail about that? Like how like what I guess what made that idea just
well, if you've seen
give you a
Black
spark?
Mirror, the TV series,
Yeah.
yeah, on Netflix. It's one of these things. I've always been a nerd, and I was bullied at school for being a nerd, and I've always been the person who's been laughed at and ridiculed as a child for being this nerdy geek, which I am.
Mhm.
And now, no, we've no, it's like 20 years later. Now I'm the CEO of this big AI company.
Right.
But before that, I was always building my own software. If, for example, I'm a software engineer myself. So around about 6, 7 years ago, I came up with an idea, went to other developers. They said it wasn't possible. So I made it possible, and it became a multi-million dollar industry, what I created. So I love roadblocks, and I love where
Mm.
people say, no, it's not possible, that I then break through barriers.
Yeah.
And to be fair, it's like a lot of people in this industry, you kind of have to be a bit on the spectrum mentally,
Mhm.
and no, to challenge this. And then a lot of people do who push the boundaries have mental health issues, and I have. I'm bipolar, for example, and ADHD. So it's like I have my own demons to deal with, but at the same time, I'm using technology to make life a lot better for
Right, right.
individuals.
Okay. And then so the thing is with that, I think a lot of us, maybe more than others, more than some, right? So you always got, I guess you always got those people around you that say, "Oh, this is stupid," or "This is crazy," and then it takes you and your drive to be able to prove them wrong, right? That says a lot
Exactly.
about your character,
Yeah,
you
exactly.
know.
You tell me it's not possible or it's not going to be work. I've been told this with my past businesses. Oh, it's a silly idea. Before you
Mhm.
know it, it's successful, and it's like people like, "Whoa, I didn't realize that." And it's one of these. It's breaking barriers. If someone says no to you and you in your heart, you know it is something, do it, because you'll always regret it otherwise. It's always a what if. No, if I listen to this guy, or a mate of yours who put you down for it and you listen to
Mhm.
him, it's always going to be in the back of your mind, like, what if I didn't listen to him and spent 6 months of my life developing this new idea? No, it could
Yeah.
change lives. And this is where I'm lucky with my investor, my business partner. He
Mhm.
believes in this. He's like me as well. He suffers from mental health issues as well. And he's like, I can see the vision where you're going with this, and here's a big chunk of money. Let's make it now a reality. And I'm very lucky
Yeah.
to have a business partner like this.
Right, right. Man, I first and foremost, man, I want to congratulate you and the team on everything that y'all have accomplished, even throughout all the roadblocks and all of that. Right. So that kind of remind me of, I forgot the guy's name that was responsible for the effects of uh Star Wars, right?
Yeah.
A lot of people said that those effects couldn't be done, and it took him to be
Hmm.
able to execute those effects. So that's what that remind me of. Now, the next thing I want to ask you before I forget was, and I think I just okay, no, I didn't forget. So the thing I wanted to ask was, is that are you afraid that the people uh that get a hold of Girlfriend AI, do you think they will completely miss the objective and maybe act exactly how the writer was acting in the movie?
Well, this is what we have to do. We have to test and see,
Mhm.
because a lot of people might not take it seriously. And this is the
Right.
thing with a lot of our competition, which we've done a lot of research on, is very seedy. It's software made with men, like in a pervy sense, like sending nudes, talking sexual. You can see that there's the top AI girlfriends right now in the world.
Mhm.
They're not good. It doesn't feel real. It feels synthetic. It feels like going to a porn site, for example. And this is where we don't want to do
Yeah.
that. We don't want to.
Right.
We don't want people to get off of this as well. We're more of a like get yourself out and meet a real person.
Right.
And like before, we were talking about how we're going to profile people. This is quite an important thing because everyone's different
Mhm.
mentally. So do you know like when you play like GTA that you can have like different attributes like aim, no, it could be stamina, it could be no, all of this type of stuff. Well, what we're going to be doing the same is for each user is that we'll have like different elements. So it could be romantic, and if you're low
Mhm.
in, if your score is low in terms of romance, she
Mhm.
will train you to become more romantic. If you're not empathetic, she'll help you with therapy, but indirectly teach you to become more empathetic. If you haven't had a girlfriend in 10 years and there's a reason why, it could be that you're overweight. She won't be afraid to say, look, no, if you want
Go
to
to the
be more
gym.
attractive to the opposite, go to the gym. No, stop
Yeah.
playing Fortnite, stop eating potato chips, get your
Yeah.
ass to the gym. And hopefully with that bond that we're going to have with people, that
Right.
they're going to listen to it. Because like with having, I don't know if you've had therapy in the past, but the thing is when you go through therapy, you feel clean after speaking to a therapist, that you're offloading all this junk in your head,
Yeah.
and then basically you feel a better person. And this is where the girlfriend comes into it as well. Is that we're going to have auto journaling. So I don't know if you are used to that term before, but journaling.
Journaling, I would say it's more so with me. I haven't I wouldn't say I journal, but I kind of go on a walk and take mental.
Journaling is, it's all about getting all the clutter in your head and get it onto a
Mhm.
piece of paper. And
Absolutely.
so what people a lot of people do with mental health issues, it's the same thing. If they're having a bad day, stop stop it being stored in your head. Get it out your head, get it onto a piece of paper or a document. And this
Yeah.
is where the girlfriend comes into it. She'll be saying, how's your day today? And if you're having a really bad day, she's not going to say, oh, no, what's caused this? She'll know by the tone of your voice that you're stressed. So
Mhm.
then behind the scenes, we'll use therapeutic elements to say, right, how do you de-stress somebody naturally? And the user won't know that. And we'll be able to get them from becoming a stress mindset into
Mhm.
becoming feel calm and clean. And at the same time, we're going to journal that. So every single day they can go into the app and there'll be a summary of how they were on that day, and also have like a mood tracking system as well. So
Mhm.
we can start seeing patterns that if you're angry all the time Monday to Friday at 10 a.m., it's because you're at work and you probably don't enjoy work. And when you come out of work, so you're going to see like an emotional journey through this as well.
Man, I think that's a game changer, man, because if I think, and I could be wrong, but sometimes, people commit things like suicide because they just
Hmm.
simply have a lot of clutter up here, a lot of thoughts, and they just don't know how to deal with it. So having somebody, even though it's virtual, so having somebody to help motivate you and help you clear your head a little bit, man, that's actually that's a big deal. You know what I'm saying? So as far as and I'm gonna ask you, so would you, if you had a virtual girlfriend, man, how would you interact with
Just well, she's going to interact with you, and this is what's
or yeah,
crazy about this. Yeah,
uh,
she's going to be the one initiating the calls at first, and there's going to be an onboarding phase. So she needs to get to know you, and then
right.
with time, she's going to know more about you than you know about yourself. And this
Okay.
is where, and because we're going to be obviously profile based on your responses and stuff like that. But going
Mhm.
back to what we were talking about with the suicide prevention, this is what we're
Yeah.
going to be building into it as well, because it is like crisis intervention.
Hmm.
And we need to be sure about this. If people are generally depressed and they're using this and they're talking about suicide, we need to find ways, because it's technically like a therapist in a way. It's like your best friend at the same time. She's there to concentrate on your mental well-being. And if you're talking about suicide, and like when you go to therapy before you're on board, you have to put your next of kin, and you have to sign a document which says, look, if you're going to harm yourself or harm others, that I'm allowed to go to the cops, for example, or
Oh
speak
yeah,
to
yeah.
a doctor. Yeah. So we're going to kind of have to follow these in the same footprint. So if you're talking about suicide, we need to know if you're joking or not, if you're taking it seriously or not. And if you are talking about suicide, it will notify your next of kin if things get bad. Because if there's, let's say, 100,000 people using this, and then there is a small percentage of people that are at, so lonely that they've got no friends, they could never find a girlfriend, they've had a rough upbringing, no bad
Hmm.
mental health. This is where we can start saving lives, because paying for a therapist, especially in the US, is expensive.
Yeah,
Where if
absolutely.
we can charge $20 a month, and you got her 24/7, and you can call her
Hmm.
whenever you like. No, it's having that friendship there, and it's like looking at OnlyFans. What happened during COVID? It opened the door to like this simp. Like, you didn't realize how many simps there are out there who are spending hundreds, if not thousands, of dollars on girls that they think like
Yeah,
them.
yeah,
And
yeah.
we're kind of like the counterbalance with this. We're like, instead of wasting your money, go to the gym, look after yourself. We're going to give you the most confidence ever. We're going to build you up. And then at the end of it, no, our goal is for you to go and find an actual partner. But I need to reverse back what I said before,
Oh
because
yeah,
we're
it's all
talking
good.
about boyfriend and girlfriend.
Uh-huh.
Is that we're going to part with time? We're going to have, let's say, we're going to know your attributes, like as if you're a video game. Whereabouts are you from, by the way?
I'm actually in Rockford, Illinois.
Okay, so
Yeah.
imagine that if we said, look, we found two girls who are very mentally similar to you and in your age range.
Hmm.
Would you like to go and meet them? And it's like you are going on a like a blind date with one of them. She's going to have the same mindset as you, and the chances. And this is what our end goal is to find a life partner. Not, I
Mm.
mean, I've been through two marriages myself, so I understand that it's not love at first sight. Not things
Yeah,
change as you get older. So imagine if
absolutely.
you found a partner which is into what the stuff that you're into, who believes the stuff that what you're into. Now you could find a partner for life with this, and this is going
Mm.
to be the end goal eventually. So it kind of turned into a bit of a dating AI.
Mm. So it's kind of it's almost like it's playing that middleman to help you connect with like minded individuals. Because my thing is before we connect, I was more so on the edge of like, man, I hope, like, I like the idea of it, but I hope that the project doesn't, have us men acting exactly like he was acting in the movie and completely forget about life and
Yeah,
solely surround. Because I mean, when Samantha wasn't responding on that little cellular device he was running
he
down the street trying to,
freaked
yeah,
out.
he snapped, man. I'm like, man, I don't want people to be acting like that because he was in tears, man. So
I know.
oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
He's no. I'm just going back to that.
Mm.
You've seen it when Instagram goes down and people freak out, and this is what happens in real life right now. People are so glued to social media,
Yeah.
and let's say Girlfriend AI is a success, and we're getting a lot of people connected as a friendship model, and we do go down, which could happen. We might do upgrades. hopefully we won't cause this amount of distress, that we would let people know in advance, look, we're going to be shut down for 2 hours. Don't worry about it. We'll be back. Because if there's so many lonely people in this world that are going to be using this to better themselves, they will get attached, but as a friendship, not as a replacement for a girlfriend. And it'll be
Right, right.
constantly reminded, even if they say to the girlfriend, look, I'm madly in love with you, she will say, look, you do realize I'm not real.
Yeah,
No,
yeah. She
we
gotta throw
you
that
need
in
to go and
there.
find a real
Yeah,
thing. Yeah, she needs to
yeah.
be blunt, like like
Right.
kind of like friend zone,
Yeah,
but in
yeah,
a
yeah. She
nice
gotta
way.
throw that in there.
Yeah,
Cause I think
look, I am
Samantha
not
wasn't really
real.
being, yeah, she
Yeah.
wasn't being that blunt, man. She was kind of just going with the punches, man, and not really telling them what it is. Like, look, I'm an operating system. She kind of was just going with the flow. Um, so when it comes to virtual, do you feel like this can be a big trend in the future?
Well, already they're saying it's $1 billion industry right now, and due
Mm,
to COVID and stuff, there's these, I call them not they're like plastic artificial intelligence bots that you can buy. Trust me, I've done research on the top girlfriend alternatives right now, and it's
mm,
not good. It feels like a generation behind of what we're actually building.
mm.
And like I said, the realism, now you'd be able to hear her breathe down her phone. She'd be able, there won't be like a 20-second delay before responses. No,
Wow,
she's going to be actually in real time, actually conversing with you.
wow.
So, and this is where the realism comes into it. Yeah.
So on this, on the segment of the movie where she mentioned that she was in love with 600 other people. So the fact
hmm
that you can kind of customize the characteristics depending on your needs and what you're looking for, it'd be hard to interact with somebody else's operating system or
Yeah, yeah. Because
mm,
the whole idea with this project is that we're going to give her a back history and whatever generation that you want to go for. So
mhm,
let's say you want to go with a 30-year-old and stuff. She'll have her own backstory, but the more that she speaks to you, she'll be basically, what is your ideal girl? And you might say, well, I might want it to be witty, I want it to be sarcastic, I want it to be humorous. She will slowly start evolving into that girl that
mm,
you think is your dream girl. And what's
mm,
great about this is that you're going to obviously get the connection with her, but it might be after a few months, you might be like, well, I don't really like the wittiness. No, I don't. I thought I liked this in a girl, but I didn't. You can tell the girlfriend, and she will so slowly revert back. Because if you met a girl in real life that was witty, humorous, sarcastic, it might be fun for a few months, but then after a year of dating, you might be like, this is
yeah,
not
yeah,
for me.
this
So
ain't
we're
it.
kind of giving the user a taste of what a girl would be like because no, I don't even know what I like in a girl, to be fair. It's like, no, it's just like
Yeah.
jump into a relationship 12 months, 12 years later, and now out of a relationship, etc., etc. So having like an idea for me to understand myself and what I'm looking for in a person is really important. And she will outline based on the answers that you give over time, like, this is your type of girl that you need. No, you
Mm.
might want her to be an alpha. You might want her to be submissive. You don't know until you've actually used it.
So in other words, the realism of this also is the fact like when you meet somebody for the first time, obviously you're not comfortable with them at first, but the more and more you begin to talk to this person and be around them, then you gradually grow to trust them or build a
Mhm.
solid relationship. So it'll be the same thing with girlfriend AI as well.
Yeah, it's a trust. And what we're going to concretely say is that the data that we're storing is under the Data Protection Act, especially in the UK, US, Canada. We're going to be fully supportive of this. So we're not going to resell your data. And it's going to be fully
Okay,
encrypted as well. Because imagine if we
nice.
had like 10, 20,000 users and we have a data breach and we've got the
Yeah,
fingerprint data of all these people, it can be used for
yeah,
malicious purposes.
yeah. That can be
So
bad. Yeah, that kind of
it's going to be very, very bad because
yeah,
all of a sudden someone's going to have all the data for all these people. They know what makes them tick. So we're going to have safeguards in place. And even myself, I won't. If you were using the girlfriend AI, we
mm,
won't be able to look at your personal data, what you say to the girlfriend. We're going to make it so only the AI can converse with you.
mm.
Obviously, if there's some like suicide or harm that you're saying that you're harming somebody, then that's only when we may have to step in and go, look, come on now, we need to speak to the authorities because you're talking about murdering somebody or you're talking about harming or whatever. This is the only time that we would have to step in.
Yeah, I think that's definitely important to have people's data encrypted. Mainly, I mean that can be some people that may be a reason why they don't sign up for something is to
Hmm.
solely protect their information. So to have that in place and just in case, there are them and those individuals that we have mentioned that, may discuss about harming somebody else or themselves, and being able to have the girlfriend AI be able to reach authorities to prevent that incident from happening is very important.
But we need to know if they're joking or taking it
Oh, yeah,
seriously. And
yeah,
this is the thing.
absolutely. Yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah.
the other hard thing, because a lot of people I know will use this as a joke, and we will have systems in place, and we've been talking about the idea of it, is that you may not take it seriously at first, but over time, as she's helping you, you're going to gain. It could take months for you to fully trust her, because her job in
Mm,
our application is to make your life better, to
right.
make your mind clearer, to make you feel better about yourself. Where you might get some individuals who go in there and no joking around and stuff like that. And we will give the options on there. Like, look, if you want to, we were joking about it, but I think it will actually happen. We can have
Mhm.
options in there saying, look, the AI girlfriend can role play now if you want. Do you want to have a
Yeah,
psycho button? And then you go, yeah, I want a psycho button for laughs. And then she'll be calling you up like 7 times a day, like, why are you not answering? Who are you speaking to? No, no jokey things like
yeah,
this. No, just
yeah,
to add a little bit of humor to it.
yeah.
But it'll be notified, look, no, this, you switched it on, it's now role playing, and you can switch it off whenever you like.
Okay. No, that's I liked it, man. It was definitely this was definitely interesting. I mean, the movie
Yeah.
itself was interesting. So just hearing your idea behind the project and the plans for it, man. It was very interesting conversation, man. So one last thing I want to ask you, Vincent. I know we talked about a lot just in a matter of 30 minutes or so. Um, and I'm sure we didn't already discuss some downsides. Could you list any more downsides that of engaging with a virtual girlfriend if you have any?
Yeah, the only downside that I'm worried about the most is that if no, if you got extremely lonely people, that they get really no attached to the
Att-
girl.
Attached,
Even
yeah,
if she's
absolutely.
saying, "Look, no, you need to go out," and they don't ignore, and they no, you've seen it where even like when you're friend zoned, is that
Mhm,
people are still like compulsively like madly in love with a person.
mhm,
And I think there's going to be a challenge for us for these individuals that get really attached to the girlfriend, that we have to find ways to sever it. No, to say,
mhm.
look, no, our job is to get you to find friends, to go out, enjoy yourself, better yourself. You can't just be relying on just no, speaking to an AI girlfriend all the time and not going
Absolutely.
out and stuff like that. And this is going to be the challenge for us. But these are exciting challenges to actually meet, because we're very ethical in terms of AI.
Mhm.
Our job, no, we're not like big corporations that just want to steal your data. We're ethical. We want to build AI services what will benefit humanity, not do the opposite.
Well, hopefully that well, I'm hoping. I'm not gonna say hopefully, well, but I'm sure that because some people may have low confidence as far as being able to converse or talk to other women. So hopefully the AI really gives them the confidence needed to actually go out and talk to an actual woman. Because
Exactly.
some
Give it. Imagine that you're in a bar and you see
Mhm,
a girl that you like, and you got no confidence. You can call her up or even text her on the phone saying, "Look, there's a girl at the bar that I really like. How can I break the ice with her?" She'll give you advice. You go up to
that's
a
big.
girl and then say, break the ice, and if it works, great. If it doesn't work, she'll console you. Say, "Look, she's got a boyfriend. No, no, obviously, no, she's not interested. Don't worry about it. There's plenty more fish in the sea." So it's giving
Yeah,
that positive reinforcement that no, not every girl's going to say yes to you. Some of them might say, "Sorry, I'm married" or whatever, and then it's just
yeah.
building up the confidence again to then go ahead and do it again.
That's big. That's big because I know people myself that lacks the confidence of being able to
Hmm.
talk to her. So that is actually good as far as having someone to give you the confidence to approach someone that you're interested in. So
Exactly.
man, Vincent, is there anything else you wanna throw in as far as this project before we
Yeah, if you're interested in this project and future projects, go to cognitive.ai. You got
Mhm,
arts.ai, which is our side project, or girlfriend.ai, partner.ai, you name it. But you can grab me on, I'm on social media as well under the name Bit Valentine. So
mhm.
if you're on Twitter, X, LinkedIn, no, Instagram. You can follow me on there. But I'm going to be soon showcasing the realism of the projects that we're bringing to life. And
Nice.
yeah, no, it's going to be an exciting ride. And hopefully in a few months, once we've soft released some of these software, I can come on again and explain the journey where we've got to.
Absolutely. I was actually gonna throw that in there. So now, because I feel like 35 minutes is long enough to really build
Yeah,
a, you know what I'm saying, to build
I
a
know. It's
solid connection,
perfect.
you
Yeah,
know. So I definitely was going to ask as far as connecting with you in the future as well. You know, however, it really doesn't matter how many times on future projects and just the process or the progress of these projects.
exactly. So
So
it's exciting times ahead.
man, Vincent, do you happen to have a pen and or a paper, a black marker will work out best if you have one. So I was gonna ask you, would you mind getting a piece of paper and writing "think successfully" on it? And we was actually going,
Successfully.
yeah, think successfully.
Yeah, think. Yeah, hopefully I spelled that
Okay.
right.
So what we gonna do is, man, we actually gonna hold this in the camera, and I'm gonna snap a picture of that, man.
Okay,
Yeah, let me
beautiful. I'll put my head in it. There we go.
okay. Hold it up one more
Oh,
time
sorry,
for
it's
me.
all over
All
up
right,
yet.
all right, there we go. All right, cool. Appreciate you, Vince. All
No
right, man.
worries. But
So without that being said, man, I'm gonna go ahead and close out with our little outro, man, and then we can go on and end the call, man. So life is good. Life is wonderful. Be blessed to be alive. Self-sufficiency is how you survive. To the kings and queens, to the guys and goddess, forever and always. Think successfully. Vincent, appreciate you, brother.
appreciate having me. See you soon.
All right. All right. See you.